It usually takes a few weeks for Major League hitters to get their timing down. The spring training version of your Phillies had their timing certainly intact last week. 5 games, 31 runs, and plenty of power made for an abundance of fun in the Florida sun. Faces of the Phillies past taking some time with the fans today on the concourse here at Bright House Field, signing some autographs and taking some pictures as well. It's Alumni Day, where the past meets the future, and the Phillies take on the Astros. Hi, everyone, and welcome into Phillies baseball alongside Ben Davis. I'm Greg Murphy. Matt Stairs will be along in just a little bit. And you know what, Ben? You take a look at some of the faces, some of the big boppers from the past in the Phillies' history. They are here today, but nowadays, you take a look at this spring lineup that the Phillies are trotting out. There's some pretty big boppers in there as well.
There's been some real big boppers in the Phillies lineup as of late. It's nice to see because it is something that the Phillies lineup has lacked over the last so many years. Who's going to be the one to hit that 3-run homer? Well, they've been doing it in spring training this year. It's great to see. Will that carry over toward the regular season? That is yet to be known. But right now, they are doing some damage. You take a look at some of these numbers. They are some big numbers. Maikel Franco tearing the cover off the ball. He's well balanced. He's creating backspin, and he's creating a lot of carry on the ball.
Guys like Peter Bourjos, so you weren't sure what you were going to get offensively from, also doing a nice job hitting for average, and the guys that you're going to count on going into the season, like Cameron Rupp, doing that as well.
Yes, and that's nice to see because it just can't all be Maikel Franco. It just can't all be Ryan Howard. But the guys that are doing it, it's nice to see, very unexpectedly, but it is nice to see nonetheless.
Well, you mentioned that name, Ryan Howard, and he is a guy that, well, you wanted to see what he could do in this spring training. He is healthy now. He has gotten over his illness, and he is swinging a hot bat right this second.
He is, and what I see out of him is he's getting to the baseball and staying through the baseball. I talked about backspin with Maikel Franco. That's what I see out of the big piece right now. You see him getting his foot down early and getting an extension through the baseball. Big piece at times he has a tendency to get to the ball and then pull off, and that's why you see that humpback liner towards right field, and that's why you see that shift. But he's staying through the baseball, hitting balls up the middle, hitting balls hard, and using that good swing to create a lot more backspin and create some homers.
And I know you like to see that. A grand slam the other day, hitting it really, really far over that batter's eye as well. Well, both of these offenses have been very good this spring. What will we see today? Well, here are the guys that will be on the mound for these two teams. Jeremy Hellickson will start for the Phillies. He's looking for his first win of the spring with an ERA of 4.50. And Wandy Rodriguez will take the ball for the Astros. We mentioned it's Alumni Day. Plenty of faces that you recognize, like that guy. How about Charlie Manuel taking some pictures and signing some autographs and making a fan's day here in Clearwater? Lineups and first pitch when we come back. Another beautiful afternoon in Clearwater, Florida, as the Phillies and Astros get set to play some baseball here in the Grapefruit League. Folks have their spots out there on the berm. Lots of seats filled in Bright House Field as well this afternoon. We talked about Alumni Day. That's just a couple of moments ago. Some of the alumni being introduced out on the field. You guys remember him? Gary Matthews, the Sarge, joining some of the other alum. And that guy. Big ovation for Matt Stairs.
Huge. Because I could button my jersey this year.
They were very excited about that.
My buttons weren't screaming.
The great Dick Allen as well, who threw out a first pitch alongside that man, Darren Dalton. Always fun on Alumni Day. It's got to be fun for you, right? To get a chance to go down on the field, watch these guys, and you know, swap some stories again. Right?
Well, it is. And with Dutch and Dick Allen throwing the first pitch out, it's just to hear the stories, and they never get old.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, you don't get a chance to sit around and listen to them very long because we had a lot of autograph sessions going on, but just a tremendous honor. It really is.
Always nice to see you back in your Phillies jersey, and as I said, a nice ovation as well for everybody that participated in Alumni Day. Well, today's starting lineup for the Astros is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. And there you see it. Jose Altuve is going to lead it off, followed by George Springer and Carlos Correa. Colby Rasmus plays center field, and he'll bat fourth. Tyler White is over at first base. Matt Duffy at third. Roberto Pena, Yuri Perez, and Wandy Rodriguez will bat ninth and do the pitching. And pitching for the Phils on the hill today is Jeremy Hellickson. The last time we saw Jeremy, he was on one of the backfields participating in a minor league game. That's why he says only one start, but he has been throwing the ball. And guys, he has been throwing the ball well.
He has been throwing the ball very well, and I like his breaking ball. We know about the good changeup that he has, but the breaking ball has been very, very good for him. We look at his scouting report. He might touch 95. Changeup and the curve are his best pitches. And doesn't have a very good career numbers against those Astros, but it's another day.
It's just a day to change things. The manager for the Houston Astros, A.J. Hinch, looking on here as we're set to play some baseball. Bright House Field in Clearwater. A beautiful Sunday afternoon. First to face Jeremy Hellickson will be Altuve. Altuve steps in, batting .286 on the spring. First pitch is inside for a ball, 1-0. You see his spring numbers, .286, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. A terrific second baseman, Gold Glove winner a year ago. What a year he had. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. That one's inside as well, so it's 2-0 to Jose Altuve. In the windup, 2-0 pitch in the dirt, 3-0.
We saw this last time with Hellickson on the mound having a hard time throwing his fastball early in the game for strikes. He ended up going to the changeup a little earlier than they expected to.
A couple things struck me today. I was down on the field with my son, my 10-year-old, watching the Astros take batting practice today. A couple things about Altuve. One was his size. He's listed at 5'6". He's not 5'6", but the other thing was how hard he swung every time. I always preach to kids, youngsters, they say, you don't have to swing that hard in batting practice. It's just there to get you working. He swung as hard as he could every time. It was something to watch.
It seems to be working for him. 200 hits a year ago. Batted .305. Right on top of some pretty good names in terms of the Houston Astros and their franchise. He'll take his lead off first. George Springer will step in, the right fielder for the Astros. And Altuve starts and stops, and that one's inside for a ball, so it's 1-0. 5 pitches so far for Hellickson. He's yet to find the strike zone.
Might see an off-speed pitcher. What do you think, Ben? 5 straight balls with the fastball?
I'd stick with the heater. He's not missing by a ton. I thought that last pitch was pretty good, actually, but we'll see.
He turns and throws over, chases Jose Altuve back. And there you see why you got to keep an eye on Jose Altuve. 38 stolen bases a year ago. What a season he had. What a numbers. As I was getting ready, looking back at what he did. There he goes. The throw from J.P. Arancibia is not in time. It one hops over there at second base, and Altuve slides in. Stolen base.
You're right, Matt. He did go with off-speed pitch there. Not that bad a pitch to throw on. Arancibia just short hops. I think that throw is up, elevate a little bit more. I think Altuve is out.
So the count is 1-1 to George Springer. Altuve leads off second. From the stretch. And check swing. Did he go? He did not. Says Tom Hallion down there at first base. James Hoy behind the plate today. Marty Foster is at second. Mark Wegner over there at third. Ellison has his sign from J.P. Arancibia. 2-1 pitch. Inside for a ball. It's 3-1. I mentioned that Ellickson's last outing was back on the minor league fields about a week ago. He went 4 innings, allowed no hits, no runs, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. So he was on point on that game. Here's a 3-1 pitch. On the inside corner for a strike. It's 3-2.
Really where you can get into a lot of trouble against this Houston Astros line. These guys can put up some numbers. Yes, they do play in a smaller ballpark down there in Houston, but the bottom line is these guys really swing the bats, and you don't want to fall behind.
Well, the count is full to George Springer. Altuve leads off second. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he got him. So Hellickson battles back and gets Springer swinging, and that's the first out of the inning.
Well, and one thing about the Houston Astros, they will do this an awful lot, strikeout. They get up there, they swing the bat extremely hard. Nice two-seam fastball underneath the hands. But they do play in a small ballpark, like Ben said. They walk and they strike out.
We just saw a little evidence of that. Now Carlos Correa will step to the plate. So got a pretty good spring training. You see the numbers, batting .435. He's got a couple of home runs and 5 RBIs. And Hellickson steps off.
We talked about the size of Jose Altuve. Talked about the size of Carlos Correa.
Yeah.
This man is gifted. He is one big 21-year-old, and really, talk about, it's such an old cliche, the sky's the limit. The sky truly is the limit for him.
And there goes Altuve. The throw down to third is in plenty of time. And Altuve is out at third base. Nice throw there by J.P. Arancibia, and the tag applied by Maikel Franco. And that's the way to help out your pitcher, and that's the second out of the inning.
It's a good exchange here. I don't know why Carlos Correa ducks. Why duck? You're creating a throwing lane to Maikel Franco at third base. Maikel Franco a bit late getting there, but if you're a right-handed hitter, why do you want to duck? You're giving the catcher a clear throwing lane to third base.
Yeah, you don't have to, that's for sure. Well, count is 0-1 to Correa. There's the 0-1 pitch, and that's over for a strike. It's 0-2. Of course, it could be as simple as he didn't want to take one in the noggin.
Very true. Very true.
Well, there's 2 things there. One, why duck him? 2, why try to steal third base? You're already in a good scoring position with a very good hitter.
0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and he got him. So after getting himself into a little bit of trouble to start the inning, Joey Hellickson able to battle back with a couple of strikeouts and a stolen base that ended in and out as well. So gets out of trouble. Seeing only 3 batters in the inning. We're through 1/2 inning. We've got no score. No scores. We head to the bottom of the first. Phillies will get their first crack at these Houston Astros, and here's the lineup that they'll throw at them today. It's brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Cesar Hernandez will lead off, play second base, followed by Freddie Galvis. Maikel Franco will bat third. Ryan Howard in the cleanup spot, followed by Peter Borges. J.P. Arancibia doing the catching. Tyler Goodell is in left field. He'll bat seventh, followed by Darnell Sweeney in center. He'll bat eighth. And the pitcher is Jeremy Hellickson. And the Phils will get a chance to see a guy they've seen plenty of times before, the left-hander Wandy Rodriguez.
Yeah, and one thing about Wandy Rodriguez, he works extremely quick, and he loves to throw that first pitch strike. And you see the numbers on him. 1 game, 3 game start, 1-0 with a 2.25 ERA. He's a hitter that you like to face because you know he's going to be working quick. He's around the home plate all the time. You take a look at the scouting report. He's 90-mile-an-hour fastball and has a very good curveball.
1-1 pitch to Cesar Hernandez. He's hit well. Going back on it is Springer. He's at the wall, and that one is gone. A leadoff home run for Cesar Hernandez, and the Phils are on the board. Cesar. He didn't miss that one. And, you know, Matt, you were just talking about it. He's wanting to go round the plate, and if you're going to get a pitch like that, he just went the opposite way with it and put a good swing on it.
Well, he put a very nice swing on it. It's a fastball away. It's up a little bit. But Cesar being one of the smart hitters today in the lineup, knowing the wind's blowing up the right field, goes with the pitch and elevates it and drives it out 1-0.
So that'll bring up Freddie Galvis, who takes the first pitch from Rodriguez, over for a strike.
What a great day.
So you're saying he did that on purpose?
Absolutely. Come on, how many times did you go to the ballpark and check which way the wind was blowing?
First thing I looked at.
Thank you.
Such hitters.
I even looked at the flags in the dome.
How'd that work out for you?
Not too good.
Yeah. Well, Rodriguez is quickly ahead of Freddie Galvis, 0-2. You see Freddie's numbers, 179. A couple of RBIs so far in the spring. And it's grounded foul. That's Juan Samuel down there in the third base coach's box. So the count remains 0-2. Easy souvenir. Now it's fouled back up and over our heads, so it remains 0-2 to Freddie Galvis. Well, we have to do it. We're contractually responsible to tell you that it's 82 degrees and mostly sunny. A little breeze blowing out to the right as Freddie Galvis chases that one in the dirt. Throw down to first for the first out of the inning. It is another beautiful day here in Clearwater. Well, it rained most of the day yesterday. Phil's rained out yesterday in Toronto.
It was flat out miserable yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was odd. You don't see that very often. Well, at least we don't see it very often down here. But everybody back at the ballpark today and get ready for some big league baseball. One out. That'll bring up Maikel Franco, batting .324 with 7 home runs, 17 RBIs on the season. He takes that first pitch over the outside corner for a strike. Monday working quickly. That one's fouled out of play. It's 0-2 now to Franco. Franco was part of the hit parade the other day here at Bright House Field, where the Phil scored 9 runs in the 4th inning and 6 runs in the 5th inning. A 3-run homer is part of that. The 0-2 pitch, waits on it and lines that one into left field. That's for a base hit. Hung with it, broke his bat, but gets the base hit. It's a good time to look at our Toyota leaders today. His spring training rankings, well, they're all pretty good. First in home runs and RBIs, first in slugging percentage, and his OPS is 4th, 1.267. I think it's pretty impressive as well, but he'll take that base knock. So he's a 1-out base runner. It brings up Ryan Howard.
Slugging percentage, .892. That is just
pretty good, right? He doesn't have a whole lot. I think he has 12 hits, 7 of them are home runs, so he doesn't have a whole lot of anything else, but he'll take that single and he'll leave it up to Ryan Howard now, who's also swinging a hot bat. Ben, we talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast. First pitch to Howard is
over for a strike.
I will say one thing about Franco this year. He's going to have to be very patient. If he's locked in starting the season off and you're facing a left-hander, you might not be getting that cookie thrown down the middle. You might have to, take the walk and allow whoever's sitting behind you to be able to drive him in.
Yeah, and a lot of that, his success will depend on who's hitting behind him and how well they're playing, how well they're swinging the bat. A lot of times it'll be this guy, Ryan Howard. It's inside for a ball. It's 2-1.
And it also comes down to the point of your number 1 and number 2 guy getting on base. Everyone talks about having protection behind you. It's usually the guys in front of you who get on base that give you an opportunity to drive in runs.
Franco leads off first and throw over. Chases him back.
He wanted to dive head first.
He was thinking about it.
You're right. If the guys on base get on, there's no place to put you. There's not an open base that you can pitch around.
Swings through that one. It's 2-2 now to Ryan Howard.
He swung and missed, but I like that. That was a good aggressive swing. It wasn't passive at all. He went after that. Pitch out over the plate. Why not?
Rodriguez has his sign. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, and it's pulled foul. So we'll do it again.
See that one lefty on lefty, Matt. Your eyes light up, right?
Well, and really, you're doing a left-hander a favor when you throw a curveball. One who doesn't throw a slider. He's a fastball, curveball, changeup guy. The curveball just looks so good because you can get your foot down and you can recognize the spin, and it's usually thrown for a strike.
Swing and a miss on that one, and that is the third strike of the at-bat and the second out of the inning. So Howard is a strikeout victim. With 2 outs, that'll bring up Peter Borges.
He drops down a little bit right here. That's more of a slurve. But for a left-hander, though, you recognize the curveball a lot easier because your foot gets down, your head doesn't move. Just tight sliders are hard to pick up off a left-hander. At least I thought they were.
Well, that'll bring up Peter Borges, batting .355 on the spring with a home run. 3 RBIs for Borges. We've seen him all over the lineup. He pops that one straight up. White goes over in front of the Astros dugout, and he's able to make the catch. So that is the third out of the inning, but the Phil's able to do some leadoff damage. Opposite way for Cesar Hernandez, his first one of the spring, and it gives the Phils the early lead. They lead it 1-0 as we head to the second. Top of the second, Phils lead it by 1. Home run by Cesar Hernandez to lead off the game. Jeremy Hellickson struggled a little bit with his fastball command, guys, in the first inning, but able to find it late, get a couple of strikeouts to get out of the inning.
He did struggle a little bit late. Now, make sure you throw an 0-2 fastball up. You want to make sure it's appetizing. A lot of guys throw it way too high. That pitch to Carlos Correa, yes, he is 6'5", but you have to make it to a point where it actually looks appetizing to swing. If you throw it too high, guys are just going to spit on it. But that was the perfect level to throw that high fastball.
Well, he's back out there again for his second inning of work, facing 4, 5, and 6 in the Astros lineup. Colby Rasmus will step in to face him, and that's a little outside for a ball. Rasmus batting .333 so far this spring. He's got a couple of home runs, 8 RBIs. That one's over for a strike. It's 1-1.
Got some Jeremy Yager here, doesn't he, Matt?
Phil's employing a little bit of a different defensive style for Colby Rasmus. They've moved Maikel Franco over to the second base side of the bag. The only infielder left on the left side is Freddie Galvis. That one's a little bit low, I guess, for a ball. It's 2-1. There you see the defensive alignment right now for Rasmus.
The one area you definitely want to stay away from is that down and fastball or off-speed pitch to Rasmus. He has that typical left-handed swing, short, compact, in the zone and out of the zone.
25 home runs for Rasmus last season with the Astros. He's ahead in the count, 3-1 now. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And he just missed it, popped it up. It's going to go over the Phillies dugout and into the crowd on the one hop. Freddie Galvis doing his best to get over there.
Freddie just ran a quarter mile.
Yeah. He'll jog back to his spot over shortstop. I know we talked about it last year, but I always wonder why they don't keep the third baseman over there and move the shortstop behind second base.
Playing a different position. Now you got two guys out of position instead of one. Freddie Galvis is a natural shortstop. He stays on his power side.
Okay. Well, there you go. 3-2 pitch.
Nice pitch.
Called third strike for Hellickson. Third straight strikeout for Jeremy Hellickson. And the first out of the inning. Don't forget, Monday, April 11th at 3:05, it's Nemours opening day. And all fans, Phillies commemorative opening day cat coming your way. You can come through the gates at Citizens Bank Park. The Padres are in town. It's April 11th through the 14th. And Monday, April 11th is Nemours opening day. You can order your tickets now at Phillies.com. Defense goes back as Tyler White steps in, and that first pitch to White is over for a strike.
Such a good pitch right there. First pitch breaking ball at 72 miles an hour. It's not a pitch you really want to see, your first pitch, because you really have nothing else to base it off of. How hard is he throwing? Now, a fastball here is going to look like it's 110.
There's a little bit upstairs. It's 1-1. Now it's a White. One pitch. Big swing and a miss. It's 1-2.
What do you call scouting report? First pitch, curveball, first strike, back-to-back changeups. Good time for an elevated fastball.
Or heater in.
Or heater away.
Or heater away.
Take your pick. Now, here's the 1-2 pitch. Just outside and low for a ball. It's 2-2 now to Tyler White.
Jeremy's shown a bit of disgust for James Hoy. Juani Rodriguez showed a little bit of disgust.
So did Matt.
Last inning. And our very own Matt Stairs showed a little disgust.
He's grunted 2 or 3 different times. Here's the 2-2 pitch. A little low for a ball. It's 3-2. They're not missing by much. You're right.
Would not be surprised if you see a changeup right here.
And that one's off the end of the bat, poked in the left field. Tyler Goodell is waiting for it, and he makes the catch. That's the second out of the inning. Take a look at the starters competition that is happening this spring for the Phils. Everybody wants to know where folks stand in terms of the rotation. Well, it's been pretty good for the guys that you're going to expect to see. That fifth starter spot, guys, still up for grabs. But the four that you're seeing on the screen, the likely four to start the season in the rotation, and it's been pretty solid.
It really has.
Well, Matt Duffy steps in and takes that first pitch over for a strike. It's 0-1.
Let's not forget, a lot of these starters, they've either been pushed back or have to miss the day because the rampant illnesses that have floated around that clubhouse.
And in the broadcast booth.
I was going to say, and up here.
We've put a wall between us and Ben Davis. One pitch.
It's just allergies.
Yeah, you keep saying that. It's 1-1 now to Duffy.
I've pressed that cough button more than I have, I think, in the whole last summer.
So the audience at home can't hear it, but we can.
Yes.
There's the 1-1 pitch. Inside for a ball. It's 2-1.
I'd like to see JP maybe catch that ball out in front a little bit more. Instead of letting that ball ride his glove hand back a little bit, maybe catch that out in front a little bit more, give James Hoy a little bit better look at the pitch.
He misses with that one. And it's 3-1. Now to Matt Duffy. 29 pitches so far through 1 2/3 innings for Hellickson. As a sign, here's the 3-1 pitch. Swung on, left field, high, not deep. Tyler Goodell coming in for it, and he makes the catch. So a little bit of work for the left fielder to end the inning. Tyler Goodell, another good inning for Jeremy Hellickson. We're through 1.5 here in Clearwater, and the Phils have a 1-0 lead. Well, tomorrow morning, former Flyer Danny Briere stops by the studio with the latest on the Flyers playoff push, plus reports on the Sixers, the Phillies, Union, and, of course, the NCAA tournament. Start your day with Breakfast on Broad, weekday mornings on TCN, the Comcast network. And bottom of the second here at Bright House Field in Clearwater. JP Arancibia will lead it off for the Phils. Sails outside, so it's 1-0 to Arancibia. 412 so far this spring with a couple of home runs. Gets that one a little bit low, so it's 2-0 to JP Arancibia. We mentioned the NCAA tournament, which is underway. Of course, Villanova in action right now. They're up 67-44 over Iowa. So Jay Wright and the boys have that one well in hand at this point with about 11 minutes left in that game. So good for them. I don't know if you know, guys, but the St. Joe Hawks are playing later tonight, 9:40.
Good luck.
Thank you. I'm not playing. Fouls that one out of play. It's 2-2 now to JP Arancibia.
They had a nail biter the other night, didn't
I'll
they?
say. It came right down to a fingernail being on that basketball as the Hawks advanced
Couldn't be happier for you, Murphy.
Thank you. Fran Dunphy and the Temple Owls on the other side of a buzzer beater. That was tough for those guys as Aaron Sebia battles and fouls that one back. He's got to pull for the local guys. So looks like Villanova will move on to Sweet 16. Meanwhile, Aaron Sebia in a battle with Wandy Rodriguez. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and he swings and misses at that one for the strikeout. Third strikeout for Rodriguez in the ball game, and the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Tyler Goodell.
Slow breaker. Well, he was hitting the foul balls off. Sorry, but fastball away. Nice job of pulling the string and getting in front of it.
So Tyler Goodell steps in. He takes the first pitch over for a strike. It's 0-1. Rodriguez is a crafty veteran for sure, as Goodell fouls that one down the third baseline. It's 0-2 now to Tyler Goodell, who's with the Astros from 2005 through 2012. And then had some time with the Pirates and the Rangers. He's expected maybe to be a part of their bullpen, maybe a long man going forward this season. As Goodell hits that one on the ground at the shortstop. Correa is up with it. Out number 2.
And Wandy definitely is a guy that has never given in to a hitter. He really sticks with what he has, and he's been pretty much the same pitcher. He really is a crafty veteran. Now I ask you, Matt, people always discuss righties, lefties. If he were a righty, do you think he would have had the longevity that he's had? Because his stuff, you look at the stuff, pure stuff, it's not overpowering.
No, it's average.
It's average.
It's average. He has above average curveball. But you know what, honestly, Ben, it's a good question.
Yeah.
It's nowadays, him coming into the league and throwing the stuff he has now, I don't think he would survive. But you know, a few years ago, the stuff you see, the 89, 91 mile an hour fastball, was the average stuff.
Hard hit ground ball to Duffy, who bobbles for a second, but has enough time to throw out Darnell Sweeney across the diamond. And that is the third out of the inning. So we're through 2 here at Bright House Field, and the Phils have a 1-0 lead. Sunday, April 17th at 1:35. The Nationals are in town, and it's time for a celebration. Citizens Bank Fanatic Birthday. Fanatic Flair Hat Visor, Flair Hair Visor, free to all kids 14 and under. You see it right there. Coming to the ballpark that day, 14 and under. You're going to get one of those. You can order your tickets now at Phillies.com. The Philly Fanatic Birthday Celebration, always one of the best days of the season for sure. Phillies lead it 1-0 here in the top of the third on Alumni Day here at Bright House Field. Not at Citizens Bank Park quite yet. And we are really happy to welcome in Ivan De Jesus to the broadcast. He's joining us down the third left field line. And Ivan, nice to see you. And nice to have you out there on the field today. How was that as you walked out on the field and got reintroduced?
Pretty good. This is a beautiful day today. Nice to come back and see my friends. And it's a good, nice reunion.
Roberto Pena is the first batter to face Jeremy Hellickson, and he takes that one a little bit low for a ball. You know, a lot of your former teammates, you played with the Phils, of course, from 82 to 84. You're part of the 1983 World Series team. You know, a lot of your teammates also back. I saw Sarge down there. Did you get a chance to have a conversation with him?
There you go. He looked good. I think it's, we had a lot of, last year we had almost everybody. It was Mike Schmidt was here. Who was it? Carter was here too. I miss those guys this year. But it's always nice to come back, you know, and feel the baseball season again.
Pena pops that one to center field. Darnell Sweeney goes back on it, makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Ivan, going back to the 83 World Series, you take that first game in Baltimore, and you had to be feeling pretty good about your chances there. And then, of course, they come back and win. And what were the feelings after that first game? You guys were riding high, weren't you?
Yeah, well, in paper, you always have a best team. But, you know, it is who played the best. You know, 7 games, and I think we started real well. But for some reason, we didn't come back and did the finish touch, the final touch. I think for me, it was a nice experience. It was my first year on the World Series. It was nice, enjoyable. But I think that's what happens sometimes, you know, in the short season, like right now on the playoff, whoever played best is the one who gets that prize.
Yeah, that's often the case. The team that gets hot right there at the end is the one that goes home with it. When you look back at your career, a 15-year career in Major League Baseball, and everything that you were accomplished, so is that one of the best memories, certainly being in the World Series? What are some of the other things that you think back on fondly?
It is. I think you know, when you play in big league, it's so demanding. You know, you need to keep in shape. You need to still healthy all year round. I think all my career was like that. You know, no disabled league, something like that. That it was something good. But being in the World Series, that's one of the best experience for me. I later down the season, I went with St. Louis too in '85. Right. But other than that, you know, the nice city met a lot of good people, and it's a good career for me.
You say you had to stay in shape. It looks like you're still in shape to me. It looks like you can get back out there.
No. I'm still doing some kind of exercise, but not like we used to do before.
Before we let you go, what are you up to nowadays? I know for a long time after your playing career, you're still very involved in the big leagues with a bunch of different teams. What are you up to now? Yeah,
my last year in the big league was Chicago 2 years ago. Then I managed with the Astros because I live here in Florida and they had a team. And right now I'm still, you know, I like baseball. I love baseball. Right now I take my time off and enjoy it. You know, that's it.
Well, Ivan, it is great to see you. Always nice to see you. Thanks for coming back on Alumni Day, and thanks for giving us some of your time as well.
Thank you.
Ivan De Jesus from the 1983 World Series team, a team that lost to the Orioles. But some great memories from that 83 team for Phillies fans, I'm sure. And a good inning for Jeremy Hellickson as he gets the ground out to finish up this inning. We're going to head to the bottom of the third. Phil's up by 1. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Papa John's. The day after every Phillies win, get 50% off regular menu priced pizzas using the promo code Phillies online at papajohns.com. And by W.B. Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. Bottom of the third, Phil's up by 1. Jeremy Hellickson will be the first to face Wandy Rodriguez here in the bottom of the third. Hellickson appearing at the plate for the first time this spring. You see his numbers for his career.
That's pretty
bad,
good,
right? Yeah, 213. I was watching him take some swings in the on deck circle in the previous inning, and I know that you can't tell a whole lot from that, but it looked it looked like it.
That's a good hack right there.
I know what you're saying. It's nice and easy.
It's kind of like when you're practicing your golf swing. That looks good.
No, that's why I don't practice.
He swings and fouls that one at the plate. The count remains 0-2 to Hellickson. It'll be Hellickson and the top of the order, Hernandez and Galvis, as he chases that breaking ball in the dirt, and he is a strikeout victim. 4 strikeouts now for Rodriguez. And that'll bring up Cesar Hernandez, and this is how he started off the game.
Fastball up out over the plate, uses that wind, drives the ball out to right field. Ball took off. I didn't think it had enough to get out of here, but got in that jet stream, and off it went.
It was his first of the spring. First pitch is high and inside for a ball. It's 1-0 to Cesar Hernandez. And Fanatic a little late, getting to the game, just trying to find a seat.
Coming through.
Coming through. Why does he always buy the popcorn early, I think we know why he buys 4 different popcorns. I love it. Oh, swung on, line drive, left field, going back on it is Perez, and he hit it hard, did Hernandez, but Perez able to get there at the base of the warning track. And that's the second out of the inning. I think he realized he was in the wrong row, and now he's found his seat.
Now he's situated.
Yep. He's getting the fans fired up, as only he can do. So Freddie Galvis will step to the plate. Takes that one high for a ball. Galvis a strikeout victim in his first at bat. And that's on the inside corner. It's 1-1 to Freddie Galvis.
Man, I haven't seen Freddie a whole lot, but it just seems like he's having a tough time getting his balance. It seems to be late getting the pitches. Seems to be late on the fastball and very early on breaking balls and swinging at balls in the dirt. That's what we used to see him do a couple years ago.
Yeah, he's definitely fighting his timing right now.
Reaches out and pokes that one foul, just past the third base bag, so he'll come back and do it again.
It almost seems even on his takes, his foot is getting down just a little too late on fastballs. Or when he does have a fastball pitch to hit, he's hitting a line drive either right or left foul, in the foul territory, being light with it. It almost looks like he's back to the point where he's starting to think a little too much.
Yes.
He's been concentrating so hard on his defense, and his defense has looked unbelievable this spring training. But Freddie wants to hit. He is a born hitter. He just needs to relax and have fun. There's no pressure on him.
Thing is, as hitters, you cannot hit a baseball if your foot is not down.
No.
1-2 pitch. Poked foul. Giving chase is White, but that's going to go out of play in the first row over the Astros dugout. So we'll do it again.
So anything it's not, if he were to get a changeup that's up in the zone, that'd be his best bet right now, because he's late on that fastball, getting that foot down, and he's flying. Once he gets that foot down, his head is moving with that stride foot. And that's why he's chasing balls in the dirt.
1-2 pitch. Fouled off again. And is that something that will just click sooner or later?
Yeah, I mean, it's he's just almost looking like he was looking for an off-speed pitch there. And I can relate to him, because that was a big problem that I had as a hitter. I'd get my foot down, and my head would chase my stride.
Yeah, that was foul ball. It was off the plate, and Pena able to barehand it, but it was in foul territory. So, again, Freddie Galvis will make that 90-foot walk back to the plate, and we'll do it again.
It's twice he's had to do that this at bat.
Yep.
And the foul ball they need to chase after. An inning ago.
He's getting his sprints in.
Now let's get a base hit in. Let's hit a line drive. Someone whispered down to Freddie that he can take a pitch. He doesn't have to swing at every pitch. He's in the swing mode, that's for sure.
Well, here's the 1-2 pitch. Inside for a ball. It's 2-2. Two and two with 2 outs. Wind up in the swing. Ground ball to shortstop. Correa to his right. And the throw across the diamond just in time to get Freddie Galvis. And the Phils go down 1-2-3. We're through 3 innings. And, well, the Fanatic is here. He's finding his seat. Sharing his food. Enjoying the sunshine. Phils up by 1. And the opening night t-shirt free to all fans 15 and over. It's also Hatfield Dollar Dog Night. Padres are in town. You can get your tickets. You can order them now at Phillies.com. Free t-shirt and dollar dogs. That's a good night. Top of the 4th now. 9 players have come to the plate so far for the Houston Astros. Only 1 base runner so far. He was erased on a stolen base. It was this guy, Jose Altuve, who walked to lead off the game, stole second, and then was thrown out trying to steal third. So Hellickson has faced the minimum so far through 3. First pitch to Altuve's going inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Catches the inside corner for a strike. 1-1 now to Jose Altuve. I mentioned some of the numbers, guys, a year ago, but they're worth repeating. Batted .313. He had 200 hits for the Astros, 15 homers, 66 RBIs, and 38 stolen bases. That's a full season.
You love having guys on your team that can beat you in a myriad of ways. He can do it with his wheels. He'll go up top if you let him. 15 homers, like you just mentioned. He will get his hits. 200 there. 200 a year, count on it. And he plays a Gold Glove second base. What else could you ask for?
Can he cook?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's a good pitch right there.
3-1. You think that's a strike?
I think it is, because the curveball, he catches it behind home plate, so it has to cross up front.
Take another look.
Location, height-wise, I mean, it's down when he catches it, but it still hits across.
Pitch number 43 for Hellickson. 3-1 pitch is inside for a ball, so he walked him for the 2nd straight time. Jose Altuve is a base runner.
You mentioned, Matt, why he got thrown out at third, stealing third base. He's walked his first time, stole second, got thrown out, going to third. Probably thinking, well, if I had to make this hour and a half trip to go home, I'm going to try and do everything I can in my power.
Well, that'll bring up George Springer. He struck out in his first at bat. So Altuve takes his lead off first. Ooh. Arancibia moved for a pitch out. That one right down. Oh, it looked like it was right down the middle. Might have been a little high, I guess. It's 1-0.
Springer thought about swinging at that one. At least taking a pass at it.
JP, he framed it.
Throw over. Altuve's back. That was a design pitch out, was it not?
Yeah, well, I hope so.
Oh, Arancibia knew it was.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure about Jeremy Hellickson out there.
Pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. It's 1-1. And I think it's just a matter of time before Altuve's off and running again.
Well, Hellickson's doing a nice job. He's holding the ball a little longer. He's holding. And that's the key of holding base runners at first base. Quick pitch. Change your delivery a little bit. Slide step. Hold the ball for a while. You know, get him antsy over there. Get him heavy on his feet.
That one's popped straight up on the infield. Who wants it? Cesar Hernandez is calling off everybody. He makes the catch. A good pitch to get Springer to pop up to the second baseman Hernandez. And that's the first out of the inning.
Good height on that one. Good hang time. When pitchers used to vary their times like that, did that really throw you off at first base, Matt?
Yeah, for my lead.
Well, that'll bring up Carlos Correa. He also struck out in his first at bat. Played 99 games with the Astros big club a year ago. Inside for a ball. It's 1-0.
I was talking with A.J. Hinch today, and we were talking about Carlos Correa. Just the way the ball comes off his bat. It was really fun. His office said, listen, I'm just going to take, I know there's a lot of pressure on you. I'm going to try and take some of that pressure off, hit you 6th and 7th for about a month. He said after three games, he was in the 3-hole. He says the easiest decision I've ever had to make as a manager.
Ooh, and that one is scalded. Scalded off the wall. Foul.
There you see A.J. and he said he just literally can do everything. We talked about Jose Altuve being able to do the same thing, but what A.J. Hinch did with his ball club last year is in a tough division.
Very tough division. Well, he's got some terrific young players on the big league roster and some others in the system as well for the Astros. They don't look like they'll be going anywhere anytime soon. 1-1 there. Altuve starts and stops. Snap throw back to first, and he's able to get back in time.
He do the swim move on him, Matt?
A little bit. He slipped after trying to take off. Take a look. Yep.
And then the swim move.
Got that hand in late. Howard able to put the tag down. Bang, bang, but Altuve able to get it back in. So it's 1-2 to the batter, Carlos Correa. 1 out. Top of the 4th. One-two pitch in the dirt. 2-2. Nice stop by Arancibia. Well, in those 99 games that he played with the Astros last year, guys, 22 home runs and 68 RBIs. A lot of production in a short period of time.
That's the truth.
But you got to love, too, getting called up in Houston, and you step in that batter's box, being a right-handed hitter, and that wall's about 285 feet away. Come on.
3-2 pitch inside for a ball. 3-2.
Literally saw Damian Jackson when I was with San Diego hit a broken bat grand slam. What do they call the Crosby boxes? What are they called there?
Got me.
Crawford boxes.
That's Pittsburgh.
In left field. His bat was disintegrated into 3 pieces, and it was a grand slam. Amazing. It is short there.
3-2 pitch. Altuve's off and running, but the ball's in the dirt, so he walks him. Correa's aboard. Runners at first and second now with 1 out. And that'll bring up Colby Rasmus. You mentioned A.J. Hinch and what he's been able to do as the manager. This is the record you see last year, 86 wins under his leadership. They were, well, obviously one of the worst teams in baseball for a couple of years there.
Ooh, that could be 2 long years in 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
100+ losses.
Yeah, that's no fun for sure.
No, it's not.
Yeah, 3 years in a row.
3 years in a row.
Well, they've got runners on first and second with 1 out here. Top of the 4th. Runners leading off. First pitch to Colby Rasmus misses. So it's 1-0. Altuve's at second. He walked. Carlos Correa is at first. He also walked. Alexson spins and chases Altuve back. Alexson has his sign. Pitch. Ball low. It's 2-0.
Little different setup this time with Rasmus hitting. Runners in scoring position. Freddie stays more up the middle.
Yep.
But Franco has to stay at third base now to not allow a stolen base.
Count is 2-0 to Rasmus. 2-0 pitch in the dirt. It's 3-0 now. So all of a sudden, Alexson struggling with that control again. JP Arancibia out to have a conversation with him. What are you telling him right now, Ben?
All the generic things. Take a deep breath.
You're landing on your heel. Probably tell him don't groove it on a 3-0 swing or pitch because he's going to be swinging at it.
Yeah, be careful with this guy. Sure, 25 home runs a year ago.
You have to tell him, just get back to your basics. Pick up the mitt. Just try and throw it right through my mitt. Get good extension. See him just cutting his arm off a little bit.
3-0 pitch. He is swinging. Line drive right at Ryan Howard, who drops it. He'll take it.
Take first.
He did. He took first, and he took the runner, and that is a very unconventional double play. And Bill's infield not exactly sure. It's official, guys.
Just how you draw it up, Murph.
Exactly right. Sometimes it just happens that way. Ryan Howard unable to handle that line drive, but he steps on the bag. And then he's able to tag Springer as well. Nothing the runners could do on the base pass with that one. There's one, and there's two.
No.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Toyota's hybrid fleet is nothing short of a home run. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. And by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Bottom of the fourth. Phillies clinging to the 1-0 lead. Miguel Franco steps in. Wandy Rodriguez still out on the hill for the Astros. First pitch to Franco is on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Rodriguez working quickly. Pitch is low for a ball. It's 1-1. Strange ending to that top half of the inning, guys. We're going to show that in just a second. Phil's catch a break. Get the double play to end the inning. This one is a ground ball to second base. Altuve has it. One out. Take a look, because Ryan Howard unable to handle the line drive, and so now he's got a chance at the double play. Of course, he tags the runner
for the second out,
but he never tags the bag.
Never tags the bag.
However, the umpire down there at first, Tom Hallion, calls him out and calls it a double play right there.
But I think he was he's pointing towards the runner that he is out on the tag.
Well, I took it to mean, watching him, he pointed twice. So I assumed he meant he touched the bag as well, as Ryan Howard steps in and fouls that one right over our heads. 0-1. So, I mean, but if Tom Hallion knew he didn't touch the bag, he's going to, I mean, the inning would still be going on at this point.
And thank goodness there is no instant replay right now.
No instant replay.
They'd still be on the field with first and third situation.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So the Phillies catch a break right there. Howard fouls that one down the first baseline. Uh-oh. He go. Yeah, you can't do that. Yep. Frowned upon. Fan out on the field chasing that foul ball. Scrambled back into the stands. 0-2 pitch to Howard. He's going to get another chance at it.
Fall again.
This time he's able to stay in his seat. Let him stay.
Yeah, so the bottom line of that play with Ryan Howard is you tag the base runner. He is out. Step on first base. That's the third out.
Right. That would have been the double play.
Yeah.
The 0-2 pitch inside for a ball. It's 1-2. But as we said, Phil's catch a break. And he'll take it. Swing and a miss, and he got him. So Howard goes down swinging. Second time in the ball game, and that's the second out of the inning. Here in the bottom of the fourth, that'll bring up Peter Borges, popped up to the first baseman in his first at bat.
Just like Ryan Howard's first at bat, struck him out on another slow three-quarter curveball.
Just looks so appetizing. Ground ball back up the middle. Altuve to his right. Quick throw. And 4-3 goes the put out. So the Phils go down quietly here in the bottom of the fourth. 1-2-3. We're going to head to the fifth. Phils still with a 1-run lead. Through 4 innings here at Bright House Field, and guys, he's got himself into a little bit of trouble, but able to battle out each time.
He was. It was weird because he didn't have that good fastball command, but he was able to get himself back into counts with his off-speed pitches. The changeup was very good. The breaking ball, again, was very, very good. I would like to see a little bit more command with that heater.
Well, we're going to get a chance to see that here in the top of the 5th. He's back out there. There you see his line, the 3 walks, but also 3 strikeouts. 56 pitches so far, 25 of them were strikes.
And Ben made a great point. It's weird that he didn't have his command of his fastball early, but the 3 strikeouts came on good placements of 3 fastballs.
56 pitches, 25 strikes for Hellickson. 56 pitches, 44 strikes for Rodriguez. He trails in the game 1-0. Tyler White is the first to face Hellickson here in the 5th. Ken Giles, you just saw a glimpse of him down there in the Astros bullpen. He'll be the next pitcher for Houston Astros. One's over for a strike. It's 1-1. I'm looking forward to seeing Kenny come back. And
I'm looking forward to JP, Goodell, and Sweeney face him.
Hector Neris just wanted to get into the bullpen. Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch him pitch. 1-1 pitch, big swing, and fouled out of play. Nice catch.
I think Tyler White said, you know, I've seen 2 fastballs and 2 at-bats. I'm going to sit on something soft and take a good rip at it, and that's what he did right there.
Well, he's behind in the count 1-2. He flew out to left field in his first at-bat. Hellickson has his sign. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he got it. He went around. Says Tom Hallion down there at first. I thought so. And he's a strikeout victim. First out of the inning here in the 5th.
Yeah, nice job of elevating that fastball. See JP Arencibi wants it up top, and that's where he throws it.
Well, that'll bring up Matt Duffy. He also flew out to left field in his first at bat. Big swing and a miss. An off-speed pitch. It's 0-1 to Duffy. Played at AAA Fresno last year. 26 home runs and 104 RBIs at the AAA level. Got a late call-up. Played a few games with the Astros in September. On the outside corner, it's 0-2 now to Duffy. Hector Neris also warming up.
I think he got in that bullpen just in the nick of time. Yeah. Oh, by the way, get loose.
One's high for a ball. It's 1-2. A little looser down here during spring training.
That it is.
You see the breakdown from Jeremy Hellickson. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Inside for a ball. It's 2-2. One out, top of the 5th. 2-2 count with the Phils holding a 1-0 lead. That pitch is on the inside corner, called, 3rd strike. So he gets Matt Duffy looking. And another strikeout for Jeremy Hellickson. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the 5th. And there's 2 outs. Bring up Roberto Pena.
Tremendous pitch right here. It's a front door changeup. Freezes Matt Duffy. Very nice location.
It's 5 strikeouts now for Hellickson. Roberto Pena is the batter. And first pitch to Pena is over for a strike.
The changeup really is a pitch that has come a long way over the last, I would say, 15 or so years. Seems like everyone throws one. Guys can command it a lot better. Jamie Moyer was really the first pitcher that I had that could throw that changeup inside, outside. Like when you would call a changeup, you just to a righty, you just wouldn't sit outside and expect it to go down and away. He would throw it inside to righties, obviously outside, and work off that changeup. That's what Hellickson just did right there.
77 miles per hour that last pitch, and he's ahead of Pena. 0-2 from the belt. Wind up the 0-2 pitch on the inside corner, called, 3rd strike. Pena didn't like it, Hellickson certainly did, and he strikes out the side, getting the last two guys looking on the inside corner. So another solid inning for Jeremy Hellickson. He's got 6 strikeouts on the afternoon, 3 in that inning. It was impressive. If that's the way he finishes up, I think he'll be happy about that. The Phils lead by 1. Well, the day is over for Wandy Rodriguez, but I think he'll be happy with what he was able to do. 56 pitches, 44 of them for strikes. Well,
I think he'd be very happy. He went out and he attacked the strike zone early, had a great rhythm working with all of his pitches. Fastball, had that nice slow curveball when he needed to get the strikeout. So, all in all, I think he'd be very happy with his outing today. Made one bad mistake, and really it wasn't a mistake, even though it's a solo home run by Cesar Hernandez to right field. I think he'll be on the bus drive home very happy.
Very happy indeed. Almost as happy as Robert Person, who's getting to shoot out the hot dogs with the Fanatic as part of Alumni Day. And speaking of alumni, how about this guy? Wasn't part of the Phils organization for a few years at the major league level. Certainly everyone remembers the trade this offseason. Kenny Giles getting a chance to face his old team here at Bright House Field. For the first time this spring, pitching in back-to-back games. He pitched in a minor league game yesterday, and A.J. Hinch said that they wanted to see how he would react pitching in a second straight game. Of course, he'll be asked to do that time and time again when the season begins. And his first pitch to J.P. Arancibia swung on and missed, so it's 0-1 to Arancibia. That one's fouled back. The numbers on Kenny Giles so far this spring, kind of un-Giles-like. He's 0 for 2. He's pitched only 4 innings, but he's allowed 5 hits and 4 runs, 3 walks, and only 2 strikeouts.
Well, and they wanted to see if he'd bounce back, but it actually might be a little wake-up call for him. His fastball, his velocity has been very good this spring. You saw the last pitch was at 99. He's fired up to face his old teammates. Sure. Maybe this is like a little jump start.
Well, they are certainly going to rely on Ken Giles, or the Astros, as he gets Arancibia to go down swinging. So starts it off with a strikeout here at Bright House Field. And that'll bring up Tyler Goodell.
Those numbers with the Phillies, they are outstanding. 113 games with a 1.56 ERA.
Well, he certainly was fun to watch. And, you know, the organization makes the decision in the offseason that because of the rebuild, that maybe having a guy like Kenny Giles who gets Goodell swinging there is a bit of a luxury, and they make the trade.
Which was by a tremendous trade.
Exactly right.
Tremendous trade.
The Phils are certainly going to benefit from that trade for years to come. So the Astros will most likely benefit right away with the presence of Kenny Giles in the back end of their bullpen.
Well, and that's the biggest thing, is that the Astros are expecting to contend this year. They need a closer. They need a guy that can go out there and shut the door down. The Phillies right now do not need a closer. It'd be nice to have a closer going out every day. But if you're in the rebuilding stage, you need to strengthen your organization, and by doing that trade was tremendous.
Goodell is able to line that one into center field for a base hit, so he's a one-out base runner here in the 5th.
Nice job of Tyler just staying within himself. Sometimes we as hitters have a tendency to, the harder the pitcher goes, we have a tendency to go harder with our swing. That pitch there at 99 miles an hour. Tyler Goodell just stays within himself. Nice short swing. Drives that ball to right center. It's exactly what you're looking for out of Tyler Goodell.
So that'll bring up Darnell Sweeney, who grounded out the 3rd in his only at bat so far, back in the 2nd inning. Goodell leads off first, and the first pitch to Sweeney is outside and low for a ball. It's 1-0. So the trade that sent Kenny Giles to the Houston Astros, brought back Brett Oberholzer, who we imagine will be part of the major league team going forward. Mark Appel as well was part of that. So, guys that have a chance to make a difference going forward for the Phillies.
I think this is definitely an opportunity for Tyler Goodell to swipe second base.
Also, Vincent Velasquez, obviously part of that deal as well.
Vince.
Vinny, Vincent. Who said I could call him anything? Is that one is a high chopper. First base, you could say fair ball. So tagged out is Darnell Sweeney. 3 unassisted. Made there by the first baseman White. And Tyler Goodell moves up to second base. So Cedric Hunter will come in and get a first at bat. Day is over for Jeremy Hellickson. Seen a lot of Hunter so far. He's done some good things. Probably opened some eyes.
I've seen a lot of them in that batting cage underneath the third base dugout.
He works and works and works. One's on the outside corner.
All day long hitting balls off the tee in there.
Goodell leads off second. He singled. 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. Giles from the belt over the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-2 to Cedric Hunter. Cesar Hernandez waits on deck. Hunter can keep this inning alive. Good 2 pitch. Ground ball. First base side, but foul.
That was a good pitch to hit. That's what you call a slider right down the middle of the plate. He wanted to try to back foot that slider. See the location he wants it down, and that's, oh my.
It is a good one to hit, but the problem is he's also throwing 99.
I don't care if he's throwing 109.
I would.
That's a mistake hit. That's a pitch where you need to crush when you make mistakes.
The 2 pitch, that one's in the dirt, and it gets past the catcher. Pena, and moving up to third base is Tyler Goodell. So he's down there 90 feet away at this point. It's 1-2. 1-2 to Cedric Hunter with 2 outs.
Got to cover that 5-hole, Matt.
Hunter, a former 3rd-round pick of the San Diego Padres back in 2006. He did get up to the big leagues with the Padres, but just for a very short period of time. Spent most of his time down in the minor leagues. 1-2 pitch. Line drive down the right field line. If it's fair, it's going to go bouncing into the corner. It is a fair ball. 1 run will score. Hunter's going to cruise into second with a stand-up double and an RBI. So a big pinch hit double for Cedric Hunter. And the Phils double their lead. They lead it now 2-0.
This is what happens when you stay through the baseball. He is a bit out in front, but he extends through it. It does hook slightly, but he's through it enough where it doesn't hook it foul. And it's nice to see all that hard work by Cedric Hunter. Pinch hit opportunity to go up there against one of the best closers in all of baseball, Kenny Giles. Go up there and get a double and an RBI. 2-out RBI, which I absolutely love.
2 outs, 2 strikes. I've seen a lot of 2-out RBIs this spring for the Phillies, which is terrific to see. So Hunter's down there at second base, and Cesar Hernandez will come back up for the 3rd time. Takes that one outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Hernandez homered in his first at bat to lead the bottom of the first off, and he lined out to left field in his 2nd at bat. He's hit the ball hard twice. One's outside as well. It's 2-0. We told you a little bit earlier that the Villanova Wildcats were handling Iowa, and they handled them completely. That game is over, so they'll advance to the Sweet 16. Congratulations to the Wildcats. 87-68 is the final. 2 seed over the 7 seed. And that one finds the hole and heads into left field. They're going to wave him around. Here comes Cedric Hunter. The throw to the plate is cut off. The throw down to second is not in time. Nice hustle by Cesar Hernandez to get to second. And that is another run for the Phils. It's 3-0. Perfectly placed between the 3rd baseman and the shortstop. And Juan Samuel never hesitating to send Cedric Hunter. Kenny Giles cut that one off and safe all around for the Phils.
Oh, well, there's a lot of good things that happen here. One, Cesar Hernandez got another 2-out knock, hit the ball on the ground. Cedric Hunter did a very nice job getting a jump at second base. In that situation there, you do not mind a runner running into an out at second base. You want to take the run at home. But you can see right there, he cuts it off. Still has the speed to get in there. So very nice job, one, of getting the knock. 2 good base running by Cedric. Juan Samuel doing a nice job and taking second base.
So Freddie Galvis will step in against his former teammate. Takes that first one over for a strike. It's 0-1.
You're going to see that 9 ERA for Kenny Giles balloon even more than that.
You know, he wanted to come in here and pitch well. That one in the dirt, but Galvis chases it. It's 0-2 to Freddie Galvis. Nice job by the Phils to put together a little bit of an inning against Kenny Giles.
That ERA is sitting now at 11.57.
Timeout is called.
Which again means what in spring training, Matt?
Absolutely nothing.
Why am I here? What?
I've never seen spring training numbers on the back of a bubblegum card.
That's true. Well, gets Freddie Galvis swinging to get out of the inning, does Kenny Giles, but not before the Phils able to put 2 more on the board against their former teammate. There you see it, 3 runs and 5 hits for the Phils, 0s for the Astros, and we're headed to the top of the 6th. So the Phillies have gotten some really good starting pitching today from their starter, Jeremy Hellickson. His day is done. He went 5 innings, allowed no hits, no runs. He did have the 3 walks, but 6 strikeouts on the day for Hellickson. A really nice job. Cesar Hernandez with the home run in the first inning. Cedric Hunter with a 2-out double. Now you see the lead, 3-0 Phillies as we head to the top of the 6th inning. And a couple of changes for the Phils. A new battery, in fact. It is Cameron Rupp coming in to do the catching now. He is behind the plate, and Hector Neris is out there on the mound, appearing in game number 6 this spring with an ERA of 3.38. So Neris was able to find himself into the bullpen and then got warmed up. Now out here on the mound, and he'll face the bottom half of the order for the Astros. Actually 8, 9, and 1 for the Astros. Eury Perez is the first one to step in. First pitch to Perez is high and inside for a ball. Big swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Nurse has his sign from Cameron Rupp. 1-1 pitch. Outside and low for a ball. It's 2-1. There's, of course, part of the Phillies bullpen a year ago. The 2-1 pitch is fouled away. I was reading a story about when he was told that he was coming up to the big leagues last year. Dave Brundage and Ray Burris, the pitching coach down in AAA, brought him in to tell him, and he literally broke down in tears when he was told that he was coming to the big leagues.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. An amazing moment, I would imagine. Both of you have had that moment. He was 2-2 last year with a 3.79 ERA for the Phils. 40 innings. It was pretty good. There's a 3-2 pitch. That one's outside for a ball, so he walks him. Eury Perez is a base runner with nobody out. Well, with opening day around the bend, hear from the Phillies Hall of Famer Mike Schmidt on what he has observed at spring training and who he thinks is leading the race for the last spot in that starting rotation. Watch Phillies Focus, presented by Acme, Monday night at 11:30 on Comcast Sportsnet. Who is leading that race for the 5th spot? That is the question. As Preston Tucker is the batter for the Houston Astros. Tampa, Florida product. Getting his first at bat.
My leading vote getter is Vince Velasquez.
Well, he certainly has done nothing to hurt his chances of getting that 5th spot, but neither has Adam Morgan. Both have pitched very, very well. Oberholzer as well.
Oberholzer was announced today that he'll be moved to the bullpen for the season, but
which was expected.
I tell you what, either way you go, you're gonna. Is there a right guy and is there a wrong guy? No, because they both pitch very, very well. Morgan's pitch actually better in spring training than Vince has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but Vince has that power arm that you're looking for as a starter.
0-2 pitch, high and inside for a ball. It's 1-2.
But Morgan has that left arm.
Those are what we call good problems to have, right? When you have competition, decisions will be made.
Just go 6-man rotation. There you go. No decisions made.
No.
Okay.
That has been vetoed.
I was just kidding.
Perez leads off first. The 1-2 pitch. Perez is off and running. The throw down to second by Cameron Rupp is one hopped, and Perez has that base stolen. So he's down there at second. Ball was in the dirt, so it's 2-2 now to the pinch hitter, Preston Tucker.
If I had my druthers, it'd be a 4-man rotation.
Take a look. Great jump.
Very good jump. You know, you hear a lot of times that, I stole that bag. Well, that's the stolen base that came off Neris.
Mm-hmm.
Having a big leg kick, not much a catcher can do.
Especially when you're set up outside and you get a fastball on the inner part of the plate.
Foul ball. Oh, off the foot. Put a glove on that foot.
He's just making.
That's not a goal. You can't kick it in like that.
Well, it depends. If you have the motion going towards the net, you can't.
I guess that didn't hurt. She seems to be okay. No kicking motion, says the officials. We'll do it again. The count is even, 2-2. To Tucker, 2-2 pitch outside for a ball. It's 3-2. So Hector Neris finds himself in need of a good pitch right here. Full count.
Nothing will infuriate your manager more than having a 3-run lead. You come in a ball game, walk the leadoff guy, then work a full count. Preston Tucker here. Got to come in and throw strikes.
Timeout is called. Oof. That was late. A late timeout called. But James HOU allows it, so we'll have to do it again.
Some umpires will give you time. Teddy Barrett, he will not give you time. If you call time, nope, you're standing there. If I'm standing here this long, you're going to stay with me.
We saw James HOU running out of the way, so he knew that pitch was coming in. 3-2 pitch. Outside for a ball, and he walks it. So the first 2 base runners have reached here via the walk. Cameron Rupp needs a new glove. A little equipment change. So Neris has himself in a little bit of a jam, and there's going to be a conversation at the mound.
I don't think this is a pep talk. Hey, you're going good. It's okay. Blah, blah, blah. This is a, hey, Hector, vámonos. Let's go.
I knew that.
Yes, you did. Let's go. Work down, throw strikes. You're too good to let this happen to you. Let's go.
So the runners lead off first and second. Nobody out here in the 6th. First pitch to Jose Altuve is on the outside corner for a strike.
There's always a fine line being a catcher, because times like this, it would get my Irish up.
Yeah.
And I'd go out there, and you would find the guys that you could go out and really get into, and the guys that would respond positively, or the guys that you would go out and get into, and they would cower to that advice.
It's a little bit low for a ball. It's 1-1.
So you end up being more of a therapist out there than anything. There were some guys you can go out and just ream, and they didn't care. They responded. Other guys would just, why are you doing that to me? You know, guys, it just... Pitchers were fickle creatures.
I know Matt agrees with that last comment. 1-1 pitch is inside and low for a ball. It's 2-1. If I'm not mistaken, I think your Irish is up right now.
Yes, it is. I have abandoned the seat for the moment.
Deep breaths. So he's fallen behind Jose Altuve, 2-1. Altuve has walked in both of his previous 2 plate appearances. It's a 1 pitch outside for a ball. It's 3-1, and now Cameron Rupp is going to have a conversation. Ryan Howard's going to join him.
Altuve, you get more walking all day.
Ryan doing some talking. Cameron doing some talking. Del Franco going to do some talking as well. Nobody up in the Phil's bullpen, so Hector Neris is going to have to find himself a way through this for now. MLB.TV Premium, everything you have come to expect and more. New low price for 2016. Watch every out-of-market game for all 30 teams live in True HD on over 400 supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Count of 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Line drive center field. Sweeney got a good jump, but going to fall in front of him. They're going to have to hold the runners at third. So the bases are now loaded after the base hit by Jose Altuve. Nobody out here in the 6th. And the heart of the Houston Astros order is coming to the plate. So Hector Neris continues to dig himself a little bit of a hole. One good pitch away from getting a couple of outs, but he's going to have to do it against this guy, George Springer.
The exact part of the game where you would trade a run for a double play.
Sure. Springer stands in. The first pitch to him is outside for a ball. 1-0. Bases are loaded. Nobody out. Top of the 6th. Springer asks for time. Daenerys trying to find his command. That one is swung on and hit deep. Center field, going back on it is Sweeney, but he's going to have room. Settles underneath of it and makes the catch. Runners are tagging. The throw comes into second. All the runners will move up. And that is a sacrifice fly and an RBI for George Springer. And is now 3-1. Phillies with the lead.
Boy, did that accomplish a lot. Bases loaded. You move all the runners over. And there was no hesitation on the part of Tucker or Altuve on first and second base. Now you have your 3-hole hitter up with 1 out. Tying run at second base.
Yep. No double play at this point. So he'll go to work, will Hector Neris, against Carlos Correa, who singled in his last at bat. He's also struck out in the game. 1 for 2 is Correa. Runners at second and third, and the first pitch is in the dirt inside for a ball, so it's 1-0. Colby Rasmus waits on deck for the Astros. And another conversation with Hector Neris.
Yeah, and they were saying last year with Hector Neris, when he was throwing his split-finger fastball, you had no idea if it was going to go left or right. It came in like a knuckleball, and Chooch said it was one of the hardest balls he had to try to catch in a long time because of the movement on it.
Rupp is back behind the plate, puts down the side. 1-0 pitch, grounded foul, so it's 1-1.
That very well can happen. I had Jose Contreras in Chicago. Of course, he made his living on that splitter.
Did he ever?
And same thing. Sometimes it would come in like a knuckleball, but they dip and dive in right, left.
One pitch in the dirt.
To me, it looks like Hector Neris is kind of aiming the ball. He's picking his target up. He's trying to just guide that ball into the glove. Like Ben said earlier, throw that ball through the glove. Let it go.
He's fallen behind 2-1 now to Correa. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Ground ball foul, so it's 2-2.
Very cool moment for my oldest son today, my 10-year-old. He went up to Carlos, asked for his autograph. Carlos took off both batting gloves, signed them both, and gave them to my 10-year-old. He was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, he came back into the office excited about that.
So you know that doesn't happen, right?
Nice indeed. Count is even at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch on the inside corner, called, third strike. Big strikeout for Hector Neris. That's the second out of the inning. Take another look, guys.
Well, I mean, pretty good pitch to hit. Almost looked like he was sitting on a fastball. He got surprised with the split finger fastball that stayed up in the zone that time.
It really backed up.
Yeah.
That splitter did.
So Hector Neris can see his way out of this if he can get Colby Rasmus. 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Rasmus was the victim of that strange double play that ended the 4th inning. And 3 unassisted double play. First pitch is high and outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Rasmus has also struck out in this game. So he's 0 for 2. One run across. A couple of walks. Sacrifice fly by George Springer has pushed the run across for the Astros. Trail 3-1. Runners at second and third. The pitch. Foul. Count is even at 1-1.
Hector Neris absolutely loves that split finger fastball. Quite a few times the cameraman's been looking to try to get a fastball away, giving the signs, and Hector shaking the head. Nope, going back to the old reliable split finger fastball.
That one is drilled down the right field line, and that is gone. Got that one up in the zone, and Colby Rasmus did not miss it. A 3-run shot for Rasmus. And just like that, it's a 4-3 lead for the Astros. That got out in a hurry.
Well, I mentioned it in his first at bat. An area you want to stay away from is that down and in fastball or off-speed pitch. You know, and this is an off-speed pitch with Hector Neris. Down and in to the location. Thunder zone. That ball get out in a hurry.
I mean, in a hurry. Up over the Wawa sign out there in right field. So that'll bring up John Singleton. He takes that first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. First chance to see Singleton in this one.
But again, it comes back to not using your fastball enough. Falling in love with that split finger fastball. He has a good fastball. 94, 95 miles an hour.
I think the problem is, Matt, is the command of that fastball. He just doesn't have the confidence where he could locate that fastball. Figure you can get him off stride with something slower, and you hang it. That's what happens.
You got him off stride, all right.
He falls behind Singleton now, 2-1 with 2 outs. 4 runs across here in the top of the 6th for the Astros. That's over for a strike. It's 2-2. Outside for a ball. Full count now to Singleton. Nobody on the bases after the Colby Rasmus 3-run home run. Three-two pitch. Ground ball, right side. Charging it is Galvis, who's over there, and he flips it to first. And that is the final out of the inning. So that put out goes 6-3, and Hector Neris gets out of the inning. But 4 runs come across, and the Astros have a 1-run lead. Saturday, April 12th at 1:05. It's the Phillies versus the Phillies Futures. Phillies Futures Series Fathead presented by PGW will be free to all fans 14 and under. You can see the top minor league prospects as they go head-to-head with the Phils. You can order your tickets now at Phillies.com. Changes for the Astros as they take the lead in that top half of the inning. The new first baseman is Jonathan Singleton. He'll stay in there. New center fielder is Teoscar Hernandez. Will now roam center field. And new pitcher is Asher Wojciechowski, appearing in his 4th game this spring. So we'll see Wojciechowski for the first time, and he'll face Maikel Franco. Going up 1-for-2 in this game. Singled back in the 1st inning to Franco.
Boy, would that be a good spelling bee name.
Wojciechowski. I'd have no shot.
W-O-S-K-I.
There you go.
Wolski.
First pitch to Franco is outside for a ball. It's 1-0. You could ask the country of origin. I wouldn't know that either. Hard hit ball right at the shortstop, though. Ray is up with it and across the diamond for the out. 6-3 goes to put out. That'll bring up Ryan Howard here in the bottom of the 6th with 1 out. Howard with a couple of strikeouts so far on the afternoon. First pitch sails inside. It's 1-0. Inside for another ball. 2-0 now to Ryan Howard. That's a bit high as well. So 3-0 now to Ryan Howard.
You know, even though Ryan struck out twice against Wandy Rodriguez, he still looks very comfortable in the batter's box. He's got pretty good rhythm going. Hands are getting set early.
And he is a base runner now with the walk. 4 straight pitches to Ryan Howard outside the strike zone. That's going to bring up Peter Borges, so he's a 1-out base runner as Ryan. And Darren Ruff is coming into the game now to pinch run for Ryan Howard, so Howard's day is done. Ruff will take over the first base duties. So Asher Wojciechowski will work against Peter Borges now. First pitch is upstairs for a ball. It's 1-0.
Ryan Howard there, you punch out your first 2 times up. Then you come up against a righty and you walk on 4 pitches. You know, just want to swing the bat. And you know that's your last at bat of the day. You go up there and swing it. Pitchers.
Ruff leads off first, and that one catches the outside corner. It's 1-1 now to Peter Borges. Wojciechowski, a former #1 pick for the Toronto Blue Jays back in 2010. Played in 5 games for the Astros a year ago. Borges fooled on that one. It's 1-2 now. It's Peter Borges. Ruff has his lead at first. 1-2 pitch. Inside. It hit him. Yeah, hit him off the end of the elbow. Didn't hit him hard, but got a piece of Peter Borges. So He'll take his spot down at first base. Darren Ruff moves up to second. And the Phils have 2 runners on with 1 out. And Cameron Rupp will be the batter.
Hit him right on the elbow guard.
That's why you wear it, I guess.
Absolutely.
So, much like what happened with the Phils and Hector Neris, the Astros get a couple of runs on the board, and their pitcher comes in, gets the first guy out, but has now walked 1 and hit 1. So runners in first and second, 1 out. Cameron Rupp, who replaced J.P. Arancibia last half inning, will get his first chance to bat. First pitch to Rupp is outside for a ball, and now a conversation will be had. Pena headed out to talk to Wojciechowski.
Wojo just doesn't seem very comfortable out there. I'm going with Wojo. It's a lot easier.
Wojcicki.
Some issues with the footing.
Runners lead off first and second. Pitch to Cameron Rupp is over for a strike. It's 1-1. One pitch, swung on and belted deep to left field. Fair or foul? It is a foul ball. I think they had to think about that one for a little bit. That ball was crushed, but just outside.
Needed a taller fair pole down there.
Sure did.
Short swing, good weight shift, head down, extension.
Third base umpire took his time thinking about that one. Cameron knew it.
Now you need to sit slider.
The count is 1-2 now. And 1-2, he pops that one up. Shallow center field, going back on it is the shortstop, or is the second baseman Altuve. He makes the catch, and that's the second out of the inning. So a matter of inches from a 3-run shot for Cameron Rupp, and instead pops it up, and he is the second out. And that'll bring up Tyler Goodell. We'll see if he can get something happening here. Tyler Goodell with 2 outs.
Tyler really got that rally started last inning off Kenny Giles. A single to right center, a bullet.
He later scored the pinch hit double by Cedric Hunter. Goodell watches that one sail inside, so it's 2-0 now to Tyler Goodell. Darnell Sweeney next in line for the Phillies. Big swing and miss. It's 2-1 now to Goodell. Darren Ruff is at second. He came in to pinch hit for Ryan Howard after he walked. Peter Borges down at first. He got hit by a pitch on the elbow, and that's where we stand with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. 2-1 pitch. Fouled off. It's 2-2. Wojciechowski has his sign from Pena. 2-2 pitch. Check swing, grounder to the shortstop. Charging and firing across in time to get Goodell, who was speedy down the line, but real nice play by Correa, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. So the Phils have a couple of base runners, but they leave them out there. We're going to head to the 7th, and the Phillies trail it 4-3. Saturday, April 16th at 7:05. It's Turkey Hill's Kids Opening Night. And the Kids Pullover Jacket is free to all fans, 14 and under. In time 7:05 at the Nationals in town. You can order your tickets at Phillies.com. So some changes for the Phils as we head to the 7th. Darren Ruff will stay in the game and play first base, taking over for Ryan Howard. And a new pitcher as well, Luis Garcia, checking in, his 6th appearance of the spring. ERA over 6.35. Let's see what Luis Garcia can do. And the first to face him will be Colin Moran, the new third baseman, last half inning for the Astros. Umpires getting out there a little late. So Colin Moran will step in. And you see his numbers, 333. And Luis Garcia's first pitch to Moran is upstairs for a ball. It's 1-0. From the stretch, 1-0 pitch, ground ball. Nice play down there by Maikel Franco, who spins and fires and records the out. Well, yeah, I'm sorry, that's the new third baseman, Nina, who just checked in. Nice play by Nina. Looked like Maikel Franco.
Great hands there. Great hands.
Yeah.
Gets that ball on the short hop. Goes into a semi-slide. But this is just very good hands. Gets up and throws a strike to first base to get out. Colin Moran.
Welcome to the game.
Yeah, right. Snuck in on us.
That'll wake you up.
Get you right involved. So that'll bring up Roberto Pena. Garcia gets him swinging and missing through that one. So 1 to Pena.
That's what you call sitting heater and swinging no matter what.
That one's a little bit low, so it's 1-1 now to Pena.
I don't know much about his stick, but very impressed what he does behind the plate with Pena. Not a whole lot of movement receiving the ball. Good strong arm. Like what I saw defensively.
And he grounds that one, and Nina's going to get another chance. He charges it, fires. Across the time, and Darren Ruff makes the put out. Man, oh man.
If it hurts, don't throw it, son.
He was showing his gun.
This is where you hear the...
Darren Ruff saying, catch it in the web, catch it in the web. That's the second out. So 2 nice plays by Nina as he checks into this game and makes an impact right away. It's 2 outs here in the top of the 7th.
Darren stared him down over there.
It's because that throw across handcuffed him.
A little bit.
Yuri Perez is the batter, and that one is high for a ball. It's 1-0. Perez walked his last at bat and scored back in the 6th inning. Astros scored 4 in the 6th. Take the lead 4-3. Pretty good pitch. Call the ball nonetheless. It's 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's on the inside corner for a strike. So it's 2-1 to Yuri Perez. Luis Garcia got the first 2 guys to ground out to third base. He works against Perez, who squares around a bunt and fouls it off at the plate. It's 2-2. Teoscar Hernandez, the center fielder, is on deck. Garcia hoping to take care of business with Perez.
You're doing a pitcher such a favor when you bunt with 1 strike on you. 1 strike, if you foul it off, boom, next thing you know, you're back in a situation 0-2, 2-2, whatever the count is.
The pitch sails outside, so it's 3-2. Perez has good speed, but the point is a good one there. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he got him. So Luis Garcia comes in and gets the job done. A couple of ground outs and a strikeout to end the inning here in the 3rd. Astros go down 1-2-3. We're going to head to the bottom of the 7th. Phillies looking to tie it up. They trail by 1. Well, you need to know the latest on the Phillies. Well, follow Phillies insider Jim Salisbury on Twitter and on csnphilly.com. We'll always give you the inside scoop on what's happening with the ball club. Jim Salisbury. Fans enjoying a beautiful afternoon here at Bright House Field. Phillies scored 1 in the 1st, and they scored 2 in the 5th. They had a 3-0 lead, but the Astros able to put 4 on the board in the 6th. And that's where we stand, 4-3, as Darnell Sweeney steps in here in the bottom of the 7th. Sweeney 0 for 2. And that pitch finds the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-2 to Darnell Sweeney. David Lowe will be up next for the Phils. Ground ball to the right side. 1 down here in the 7th. So David Lowe will be the pinch hitter for Luis Garcia. Daniel Stumpf is warming up in the Phillies bullpen. We will see him next. There's Lowe. Batting .308 so far this spring with the home run. First pitch from Wojciechowski is a little bit high for a ball. (2-0) to David Lowe.
I absolutely love David Lowe's setup and hitting. He said has such a quiet hitting, no movement. He sees the ball, he reacts. And that's the key for a guy that doesn't play a whole lot, is less movement up the batter's box. He's done a very nice job this spring training, opened up a lot of eyes. You know, and that's the key for players that don't play a whole lot. You need to mess around with your swing a little bit and get to the area where you don't have a lot of movement, where you can sit for 4 or 5 days, come in, pinch hit, maybe make a spot start and be able to drive a baseball or have a good swing on it, but not losing your timing. And he has the perfect setup for it.
Well, he leads off first. One out here in the bottom of the 7th, and Cesar Hernandez. First pitch to him is a ball. Pena wants to have a conversation with Wojciechowski. I agree with you, when you say that he's opened up some eyes. And, with the way the Phillies outfield situation is shaping up, some injuries and some question marks, he's a guy that's certainly being talked about. We saw Cedric Hunter a little bit earlier. He's a guy that's being talked about. David Lowe's got some experience, of course, in the big leagues, so played with the Royals and the Orioles. He takes a big lead off first base. And he's off and he stops, and he has to get back. That ball sails out of the strike zone, so 6 straight out of the strike zone. Wojciechowski. Way back in the first inning, this is how we started things for the Phils. Cesar Hernandez with the home run. Wow.
But I will say this, though. Cesar Hernandez hit a nice opposite field home run line drive. He hit a missile to left field for a line drive. I can guarantee Steve Henderson is more happy with the base hit he had through the hole between short and third because he hit the ball on the ground. That's what they want him to do, is stay out of the air, hit the ball on the ground or on the line.
Yeah. Yeah, so many times, you see a guy like Cesar Hernandez hit a home run, and in the next couple of bats, it looks like maybe he's trying to do the same thing. Right. His next 2 at-bats, line drive to left field, which was a real good swing, and then the ball up the middle, so good sign. Wojciechowski misses there. It is 3-1 to Cesar Hernandez. All of a sudden, Asher Wojciechowski cannot find the strike zone.
And I had a laugh when I was in uniform and Larry Bowe was saying, Hernandez, listen, hit the ball on the ground. He said, you're going to hit 1 home run. Which month's that going to be in?
He had 1 a year ago.
Get the ball down the ground.
There goes Lowe, and that one is a line drive into right field. So running on the pitch was Lowe, and he's going to have a chance to score. Juan Samuel is waving him around. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. And look at Hernandez down there at third base. Nice hustle by Cesar Hernandez. He's safe at third. An RBI for Cesar Hernandez.
Doesn't always work out like that, but you put runners in motion, good things can happen. David Lowe flying around the bases. Cesar Hernandez with a good idea just to go to second. No hesitation rounding first base. And then makes that sprint to third base even easier. John Singleton comes in, and I don't even know why first basemen really take this throw and make the throw to third base, because it's something you never see from first baseman, them making that throw to third base.
So they've scored a double for Cesar Hernandez. He goes up to third on the throw. And he's having himself quite a day. And now he squares around the butt, and that one falls in. Safety squeeze over the head of Asher Wojciechowski. And that's the 2nd straight game. We've seen that. And the ball is able to find some ground. I don't think exactly Freddie Galvis had that in mind, but it worked. And Hernandez scores, and the Phils take a 5-4 lead. Well,
it's something that we don't expect to see, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. The type of way that Freddie went after the ball. It was almost like it was a squeeze slash I'm going to get for a base hit. And the key, like right here, he jabs at it. We want to deaden the ball. Put the ball on the ground. That's the key. And there's 2 things. Is getting. You don't even have to have a good jump at third base. It's the fact that you get around early, you get the ball on the ground, it scores a run early. Now the squeeze the other day with Charlie Morton was a safety squeeze executed perfectly.
Yeah.
Look, easier said than done by getting a hard slider inside and putting it down on the ground. But that's something where the Phillies need to extremely work hard in spring training, and once you start the season, knowing that, hey, Freddie Galvis is up, I want to put the squeeze on, I have the faith in him.
Angelos Nina is the batter for the Phils. It's 0-2 to him, and that one is a little bit low for a ball 1-2. Yeah, I mean, that easily could have been a double play, certainly, if but he was able to get it over the head of Wojciechowski, and it fell in safely. 4-3 went the put out. Freddie Galvis. So 2 outs. 1-2 pitch is fouled on a play.
That's something Pete Mackanin said he was going to do in spring training.
But might not do it during the season.
We see Cesar Valdez warming up for the Astros. Pitch to Nina, reaches out and fouls it. Darren Ruff is in the on-deck circle for the Phillies. 2 across here in the bottom of the 7th. Phillies have retaken the lead. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, shortstop. And that is across the diamond and the 3rd out of the inning. But not before the Phillies are able to put 2 on the board. They take the lead here in the bottom of the 7th. 5-4 as we head to the 8th. Monday, April 11th at 3:05. It is Nemours opening day. Phillies commemorative opening day cap is free to all fans who come to the ballpark that day. Padres are in town. Order your tickets. Phillies.com. And some celebrating on the Phillies dugout. Well, Jimmy Buffett, Fins to the left. Is Finley from the Threshers joins the Fanatic up there. A couple of young fans as well. Daniel Stumpf is the new pitcher for the Phils, 25-year-old from Humble, Texas. Done a nice job so far in spring training. And the first to face Stumpf will be Teoscar Hernandez. And his first pitch swinging down the right field line. Borges on the run and can't get it, and one hops out of play. So that'll be a ground rule double for Teoscar Hernandez to greet Daniel Stumpf.
You see these minor league guys getting caught up. No name on the back. You got to be careful. These boys are ready to hit as soon as they wake up.
That's got to feel good for Hernandez, obviously. Once again, Phil's in search of a shutdown inning. They're going to have to deal with Jose Altuve. Surprisingly, getting his 4th at bat in this game.
Well, they have 4 straight road games, so these guys aren't going to be making every road trip.
Sure. Time is called.
Besides, you come this far, you might as well play the whole game. And really, you come this far and play 2 innings, you're gonna sit on the bench and watch the game anyway.
Yeah, well, I'm with you. This pitch to Altuve's upstairs for a ball. It's 1-0. He's had a good day so far. He's been on base all 3 times. A couple of walks, a single. He scored a run.
All you have to do is stand out there at second. It's not like you're squatting for 9 innings.
Says the catcher. 1-0 pitch. That's over for a strike. It's 1-1. It'll be Altuve, then Springer. Top of the Astros order. And he swings on that one. That's a fly ball down the right field line. Borges going over, and that one is going to end up in the corner there. Foul ball. So it's 1-2 now to Jose Altuve. Stump looks in and gets his sign. 1-2 pitch over, called third strike. So Jose Altuve is struck out, and he goes back to the bench for the first time today, and that's the first out of the inning here in the top of the 8th. Then a big strikeout for Daniel Stump.
Get into a situation with Jose Altuve down in the count. You know, at the worst, he wants to move Hernandez over to third base, get third base with less than 2 outs. That pitch there is extremely difficult to do it. First of all, it's 93 and it's sitting on your fist. But to be able to shoot that ball to right field, it's tough.
So George Springer steps in. He takes that first pitch inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Springer got the scoring, part of the scoring going for the Astros back in the 6th inning with the sacrifice fly to center field. Hernandez leads off second. He doubled to start the inning. 1 out. And time is called.
3:24.
You know, in the last 4 strikeouts looking, James Hoy has given a little bit more inside to right-handers. He sets up inside to right-handers. You know, earlier in the game we were talking about, I don't know where that pitch is. Well, he sets up inside to right-handers, away to left-handers. Gets a better view of the fastball inside.
So Stump has his sign. The 1-0 pitch. A little bit high for a ball. It's 2-0. That's over for a strike. It's 2-1 now.
Ben, did you have a favorite umpire behind home plate to work with?
Jimmy Joyce.
He's good.
Two-one pitch, ground ball to the shortstop. Galvis going to throw to third. The tag is in time. The throw is a little wide, but being able to grab it, put the tag on it, and they get the lead runner. Nice play by Freddie Galvis. It all worked out. That's the second out of the inning.
Not a play you see very often. Hernandez thinks he can beat this throw to third base. Rule of thumb is the ball's hit to your right, you don't try to advance, but not even halfway is Teoscar Hernandez, and Freddie throws a ball. Whew.
It's close. Bang, bang.
Good thing there's no instant replay.
I think he had him.
We'll go with that.
We'll go with that. So Correa steps in with 2 outs and takes that first pitch over for a strike.
Jimmy Joyce was my favorite. He was actually, we were in Washington last year. I made a point to go see Jimmy and just to say hello. I loved him.
Ground ball, right side. Flip over to second for the final out of the inning. For 6 goes the put out, and Daniel Stump does a nice job there in the top of the 8th inning. So he gets himself out of trouble, and the Phils, we head to the bottom of the 8th, lead by 1. Bottom of the 8th. Phils lead it 5-4. 5 runs, 6 hits for the Phils. 4 runs, 3 hits for the Astros. The new pitcher for Houston is Cesar Valdez, coming into his 5th game with a 1-0 record. 5.40 ERA. Darren Ruff will be the first to face him. Ruff came into this game as a replacement for Ryan Howard. Midway through, there you see his numbers. He's had a good spring for sure. 294, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. And he takes a hack at that one, and it's 0-1 to Darren Ruff.
Darren's playing time has dropped a little bit since Ryan Howard came back healthy, got back from that being sick and stuff. And you haven't seen him get that 3 or 4 at bats per game.
He fouls that one off. Well, they did say, you know, Ryan Howard, because he was sick, was going to come back and you know, get a lot of at-bats because he missed so much time early on. So I'm sure that's a part of it. It's inside for a ball. It's 1-2.
Seems like these guys are taking a long time to get over their illnesses.
This is a great one to talk.
Says the guy who's been coughing for a month. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's outside for a ball. It's 2-2.
I actually asked Chris Mudd the other day. I said, Chris, can I take anything? What can I do? He goes, deal with it. I said, oh, okay.
Yeah, rub some dirt on it.
Everyone has it.
No, not what you have, I don't think.
It's all mental, Murph.
2-2 pitch. Foul off. I think that perhaps a Z-Pack coming your way would be good.
It's getting better every day, Murph. It's getting better every day.
Call out to the physicians back home. If you could send Ben a prescription, please.
Where's that cough button?
Bobby Lott from Boyce warming up in the Phils bullpen right now. Darren Ruff swings, foul ball, stays 2-2. Nice play by Cameron Rupp. Charlie couldn't be bothered.
No.
Charlie has not moved. He hasn't moved.
Yeah.
The whole game.
He likes that spot.
That's because we're winning.
Well, there you go.
Late in the games, he'd go down the other end.
2-2. Big swing and a miss. And Darren Ruff is a strikeout victim. That's the first out here in the 8th. They'll bring up Peter Borges.
You see Charlie?
Charlie and I and Pedro Feliz were signing today for the fans behind home plate. He's hilarious.
Charlie.
Oh, but he doesn't say anything. People come out and talk to him, and he just kind of grunts. Concentrates on writing his. He got the biggest signature I've ever seen.
He's got an excellent signature.
Oh, well, you can read it. That's why.
You can read it, which is awesome. Yeah. Peter Borges swings through that one. Someone once said, I forget who it was, but if you're going to sign an autograph, you might as well sign it legibly so they can read it. You have both of you guys. Ground ball, shortstop. Double clutched, and just in time to get Peter Borges. 6-3 goes to put out. The crowd doesn't like it. Well, that'll be the second out of the inning. I was told by our director, Ray Tipton, that it was Harmon Killebrew who said that.
Charlie taking his time.
Yep.
Getting the signature right.
That's right.
Pedro looking great. Looks like he can still play. Well, he still does play.
And he's going to get a picture taken, too. There's he over there on the left. You get your picture taken a lot?
A few times.
Yeah. All right, 2 outs. Cameron Rupp in there hacking. Swings through that one. 0-1 to Rupp here in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs.
You know, the worst thing about doing those autograph sessions is that you want to sign for everyone, but you can't. You know, you sign from 11:30 to 12:15. We went to about 12:25, and there were still probably 60 people in line. So Pedro and I are signing these cards as fast as we can, just to tell them, hey, go down the line, pass them out to people that take the time to sit there and wait for your autograph. You feel bad about it.
1-1 pitch. Outside, low, ball 2.
Well, you talk about 3 genuine people.
Yeah.
You and Charlie and Fifi, Pedro Feliz. I mean, there's 3 of the nicest people you could ever imagine at one table. So I think that's great that you guys do that stuff.
Absolutely.
Really do.
And, you know, and a lot of the alumni took part of that today. Big swing and a miss from Cameron Rupp. You know, Alumni Day is always so much fun down here because the fans really do get an opportunity to get up close and personal with some of the guys that has played over the generations. I mean, you know, you think Dick Allen is here. You know, obviously, like the Bull was here, and we spoke with Ivan de Jesus earlier in the game. Dutch was here.
Who looks great, by the way.
He does, which is awesome to see. And Dallas Green was here. We saw Robert Person throwing hot dogs in the stands.
L.A.
No, LA's always here. Trying to get rid of it. You know, shake LA if you can.
That's why it's so nice to go down and just listen to everyone and hearing the stories. And
absolutely. Well, the 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed by Cameron Rupp. So the Phils go quietly in the 8th. But we'll head to the 9th. Bobby Laframboise will be the new pitcher for the Phils. They're clinging to a 1-run lead. The Mason deliveries of the game.
Well, it's the Cesar Hernandez show leading off the first inning. Opposite field, bomb to right field. His first of the year. 4th inning comes up. The very nice base hit to left field. 2-out knock right there. Cedric Hunter coming around, scoring very easily. And then you see him again in the 8th inning coming up. It's a line drive to right field. David Lowe on his horse from first base. Scores easily. Cesar Hernandez goes in with a double and advances to third base. Those are your WB Mason deliveries of the game.
And the Phils will try to hold on to this 1-run lead as we head to the top of the 9th. The new pitcher is Bobby Laframboise, 6'4", 225-pounder. 2008 draft pick by the Seattle Mariners. Played with the Pirates a season ago. You see his numbers. He's been good. He's been very good. Danny Worth will be the first one to face him. Stepping in against the lefty and swings through that one. It's 0-1. From the belt. Off speed pitch. And another swing and a miss. And it's 0-2 to Worth.
He's got that little herky-jerky delivery. Then he drops down a little bit. He kind of slings it. And his fastball, his slider, his changeup comes from the same slot every time.
And he flares that one down the right field line. It'll slice out of play. So they'll do it again. It's 0-2 to Worth. Yeah, that has to be, difficult on the batter. But funky delivery.
Especially if you're a left-handed hitter.
0-2 pitch. Good pitch. On the hands. Remains 0-2.
And guys with funky deliveries always seem, that 86 always seems a lot harder. Danny Work may have fouled that ball in between his legs.
The 0-2 pitch. Just missed. It's 1-2 now.
And always seems harder because you just have a tough time picking the ball up. Ball just seems to kind of appear out of nowhere.
Another foul ball at the plate. And the count remains 1-2. Jonathan Singleton is the on-deck batter for the Astros. Nobody out, top of the ninth. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he got it. First strikeout for Bobby LaFramboise. And that's the first out here in the top of the ninth.
Well, again, just a great changeup down the zone, way out in front with the swing. And it's just one of those things where, like Ben said, it's so hard to pick out of his hand. By the time you pick it up, it's usually on top of you, or you try to cheat. Next thing you know, he pulls the string. It's a changeup. You got the old snorkel swing.
And now the lefty Jonathan Singleton steps in against LaFramboise. First pitch to him was a little inside for a ball. It's 1-0.
These are the at-bats I used to have later in my career when I was a caddy. You know, you come in the 8th, 7th, 8th inning, you get one at-bat, and these are the guys you got to face. And Bobby, throw him behind you, behind his ear.
And he still didn't stretch a muscle.
No.
That's right. 2-0 pitch. Ground ball. Right side, and it's booted, bobbled and booted down there by the third baseman who's over on the right side in the shift, Nina. So that's going to be an E5. And Jonathan Singleton is safe. Well, here we talked about it a little bit earlier. You know, playing out of position. We saw two terrific plays by Nina down there at third base. Not able to handle the routine one there over playing on the second base side of the bag.
Well, and you probably won't get an easier ground ball. Good hop, come up to him. Just kind of hit him in the heel and between his legs.
So Singleton's day is done, and Mott Hyde has checked in as the pinch runner, so he'll take his lead off at first. And the batter is Colin Moran. Now it sails inside on Moran, so it's 1-0.
So that is his name, Mott, not Matt. I thought it was a typo.
Mott. It is not a typo. We double checked. It's Mott Hyde.
I like Matt.
I like Mott. That's kind of neat. You sound tough.
And throw over. Chases the runner back. Mott. Low pitch over for a strike. It's 1-1. One ball, one strike, one out. Moran steps in against LaFramboise. No one is over for a strike. It's 1-2 now. Colin Moran. Hyde takes the lead off first. 1-2 pitch. Fouled back. Back out onto the field. So they'll do it again. It's 1-2 now to Moran.
Oh, you a double play right here.
That'd be okay. From the belt, the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's in and out of the glove. Colin Moran fouled off. They'll do it again. Cameron saying, wish I held on to that one.
Just one play in baseball as a catcher you cannot practice. You just can't practice the foul tips.
One-two pitch. That one's in the dirt. It's 2-2. Nice block by Cameron.
It's a nice block because A, it keeps the runner off of second base, which is the tying run, and B, it keeps the double play in check.
And C, it just looks really good.
Which may be most important, right? Hyde leads off first. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him that time. Moran goes down swinging for the second out of the inning. And 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. The Phillies holding on to that 1-run lead.
Just tough to pick up. Lefty on lefty. Good looking swing though by Moran. I like the swing.
Just a hair out in front.
So A.J. Reed will be the batter for the Astros. First pitch to Reed is squirted foul. So it's 0-1 to A.J. Reed.
With the elbow guard, shin guard.
Right guard.
Well played, Murph. Good form.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on. Popped up in the infield. Way up there. Who wants it? Freddie Galvis converges. He calls it. And he makes the catch for the final out. Sky-high pop-up to end this one. And Bobby LaFramboise comes in and gets the job done here in the ninth. 2 hours and 37 minutes. And the Phils have another victory in the Grapefruit League. They win it today 5-4 over the Astros. Cesar Hernandez with a big day. Some very good pitching from the Phillies as well. And they'll celebrate a victory here at Bright House Field. 5-4 is the final. Handshakes out there on the diamond. We'll come back and put a wrap on this one in just a minute, so stay with us.